see. Let's see. We might be live.
Man, woman, and child. Did they pull him in the aisles?
Ooh. That Kent's call. Oh, look at that. We are live.
Was that Lyle Brumser?
Yeah. That's right.
That was
That's
a Johnny
right.
Rogers deal, wasn't it?
That was
the return of the century or something like that, the game of the century.
I think you're right. That predates Kent. All right. So for those that are white people are tuning in, man.
Bum, 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 bum. People are tuning in. That's right. But guess what, people? I'm still trying to recover from my happy Thanksgiving, my Turkey Day. You know, that's what I still got some leftovers. Oh, yeah. I got some leftovers left over. Went down to my brother's house in Lincoln, and he did a great job of preparing a lot of the food. And I just been nibbling on that the whole time.
I smoked the turkey.
Yeah, you did. You got up like at 6 o'clock in the morning and put it on, didn't you?
I had the turkey on by 5.
Oh yeah,
and it actually got done an hour early. So I was planning for 7 hours. And come the 6 hour mark, I went out to check it, and that thing was done.
Well, it could have been because of it was just a nice day out to where
it started off really cold, but it did warm up faster. I think Thanksgiving was pretty. Yeah, it was nice. It warmed up really nice.
70 degrees.
It started off cold, but this is a 21-pound turkey, so I expected at least 7 hours.
Yeah, and how much do you have left over now?
Probably 18.
Probably 18.
A lot. Yeah, there's a lot of turkey left still. We had the turkey.
Well, maybe I'll take some off of your hands. If it's,
there's turkey, there's ham.
Yeah, take some off your hands.
I was a little. It came out okay. It didn't taste as good. I mean, it was good, but man, last year's turkey was fantastic.
Well, it's always hard to duplicate.
It is
something. You do it good one time, and then next year you try to do the same thing, and it just something's
wasn't
missing.
the same.
Something's missing.
It was good, but
or it could have been a turkey.
That could have been too.
It probably was a different turkey.
That could have been.
Yeah, but guess what? Guess what, Dan?
What?
We're still alive. The world didn't come to an end.
Well, no.
So that's a good thing.
I was pretty numb to it. I mean, I was. Well, just so we can take a step back, I was going to start this early before I stoked on it. For the podcast, for those, we got a bunch of people hopping on right now on Facebook. Good to see everybody. But this is Tommy Fraser's Husker Nation. Man, we got echo mayor. Tommy Fraser's Husker Nation, recording live over on Facebook, facebook.com/touchdowntommy. You can catch us usually every Sunday.
Yeah, but we did it a day early because the game was a day early, and tomorrow I have a real busy schedule.
Yeah.
So I figured, why not get it in right after the normal day after the game.
Get it done.
And hopefully we'll try to get this in before, if there is going to be an announcement before that happens, because we don't want to spend.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we spend a whole show talking about if there's a change at Nebraska, if there's not a change at Nebraska.
Well, I'm sure that's what everybody is here looking for right away.
Yes, and so,
he said, first question is drop some names.
Why drop names? You can't drop names until you don't have a name.
All right, but going back to what you said, we did survive.
We did. It was ugly.
Nebraska looked pretty good the first half.
No, they didn't. It was ugly.
They looked, well, they couldn't run, and they couldn't stop the run.
Here's the problem. Here's why people say, well, they played well in the first half. No, they didn't. Iowa played bad in the first half.
I'll go with that. They didn't run the ball worth the crap. They didn't stop the run either.
Yes, Iowa, with the bobble snap that they normally don't happen. You never see Iowa make those mistakes, and for some reason they made them yesterday. But in the second half, after they went back in and made their adjustments, that's what you saw, and that's why I was afraid of, to where that once Iowa starts running the football, it's going to be tough, and then they was able to do the play action pass off the run game.
Yeah.
It made it even tougher. So yesterday the score surprised me, but the outcome didn't. Because I was at somebody's house watching it yesterday, and they asked me, "What do you think, Tommy? What do you think, Tommy?" And I said, "Well, if we can't stop the run, it's going to be a long day." And sure enough, once they came out of the second half, we couldn't stop the run, and that's just what we've seen the last 6 weeks with this team, and we couldn't run the football, which is what we saw the last 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's the same stuff, and I think it's time that Nebraska administration, coaches, evaluate what's going on. And that's not me saying they need to fire people or bring people in. I'm just saying, as the season's over with, everybody gets evaluated. And this is a time where it needs to be a strong evaluation through all parts.
all right, so everybody's going to say, why don't you just say fire Riley? We're going to, people want names. So when you start to say those things, there's a bigger picture here, and there's more pieces to the puzzle than what most of us realize.
Yes, people think just change. People think it's truly just changing the athletic director, just changing the head football coach is going to change what's going on down there. I'm not. It could not, but you still. But as a whole, you got to evaluate what's going on. Why are we at this point now? Just right now.
Yeah.
And so a lot of this started years ago. And so let's go back to when it all started and move can come to the day. Can this coach move us forward? And that's a tough decision to make. But if that's the case, seeing the product that's put on the field, if you decide to stick with him, you got to make ultimatums. Say, okay, you got to make significant staff changes. You got to get better teachers in here. You got to get better motivators in here. And to me, that's the only way I think he can keep his job. Now, but me saying that, that's not me saying fire him.
Yeah.
But I think if Mr. Moose down there decides to keep him, then that's one of the demands that he has to put on Coach Riley. Because he's the AD, he's a football guy, so he understands the X's and O's. He understands the coach. He understands that, and so whether he keeps him, I'm pretty sure they're going to be staff changes, staff demands. If he gets rid of him, now who are you going to bring in? Because whoever you bring in is going to have the same issues and same problems that we have now. What's the culture down there? Okay. You say if you say we have the talent there, well, maybe we do, maybe we don't. But it's still going to be you got to change the culture. You got to change the attitude. You got to change the mindset of the players. You got to change the mindset of the administration. You got to change the mindset of the student body. You got to change the mindset of the donors. You got to change the mindset of you got to change the mindset of the alumni, the former players. So there's a lot of things that goes into when decisions are made like this. You just can't make rash decisions and think, okay, let's get rid of now. We'll bring another guy in there.
Well, it's interesting because after the press conference, or during the press conference, I just seen a little piece of it after the game. Riley said he's still confident that he's the guy to turn this around, that he knows what needs to be fixed, but there was some pieces that had to be changed. So,
and rightfully so.
Yeah.
You know, as a coach, being a coach in the profession, you got to have confidence in your abilities. Because once again, this was broke before he got here.
Yeah,
he was just trying to fix it and fix it the right way.
Orlando says clean house.
Fix it the right way is one thing. And once again, I'm going on the line and say, I'm not saying fire, I'm not saying keep him. I'm just saying they need to evaluate what's going on down there.
Well, if they don't fire him, then I think Bill's got to come out and explain the situation of he's almost got to paint the picture for Husker fans. Like he doesn't have to, but he's losing them quickly.
Yeah,
paint the picture. How did we get to this point, and why does he believe in Riley? And because there's some stuff there's all these rumors about what happened before Bill was here with Eincourse and Riley and the relationships, and who knows what any of that is true or not. Right. Who knows if Riley was really running the show or able to do his thing.
I don't even think it's Bill who needs to come out and state the reason why we got to this point. I don't.
Who?
I think it needs to be either the president or the chancellor.
Wow. No, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because
Bill wasn't even here.
Wasn't even here.
Yeah.
He's been here less than a month. So of course he's not going to understand the whole dynamics of everything from when it started, when they hired Sean Eichels, when he got rid of Bo Pelini. So I think it's one of those deals where the leaders of the university got to step up and say and take responsibility for some of this too.
So let me ask you. So Eincourse is out.
Yes.
Riley's clearly, as of right now, calling the shots. Right. Whether that was true or not before or not, I guess is irrelevant. But he's calling the shots. The product on the field is horrible.
It is. It is.
And it's getting worse, it seems like, every week.
It is. And I honestly believe after those players went to Purdue, beat Purdue, and then come back the next week, and I think they lost at home to, was it Northwestern? I think they lost to Northwestern. I think that's when they checked out. I think that's when they realized that, hey, we're not any good. And when I think I tweeted yesterday, when it snowballs, it snowballs. And
it's an avalanche.
And that's what this season went like. Even yesterday, they're going to the locker room 14-14. And what happens? The first play, the guy returns the ball for a touchdown. Good thing they called a penalty. But then 3 plays later, they're up 21-14. Then you come back, you punt the ball away, or you throw an interception, 28-14. Then there's another. I mean, so it just kept snowballing.
Yeah, they had, I think, 49 unanswered points.
49 unanswered points. They scored. They scored 21 points in 6.5 minutes of the second half. 21 points.
Yeah.
And so it's that kind of stuff right there to where this team is too fragile. This team, and you can tell me that they have leaders, but leaders don't let things snowball the way it did. I don't care how good a team that you're playing with. You're going to find a way. Someone's going to step and make a play.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't get shut out in the second half to Iowa, who the week before lost at home on senior day to Purdue. So, I mean, it's stuff like that lets me know that the players, once they realize that, hey, we can't stop them or we can't move the ball on them, it's done. And I just got a deal on and say Nebraska fires football coach Mike Riley.
Yeah, I was just trying to find that. It
just came on my KETV.
Yeah, somebody was posting that. It was just posted, so I was trying to. So
there you have it. So they fire him.
Well, the discussion done.
Discussion
about
done.
That part.
Discussion done. We don't need to talk about the staff anymore.
I mean, how in the world yeah. I didn't know how he'd recover. Even if he had the tool set, I didn't know how he'd recover with Husker fans. So
yeah, and people deep down inside, I saw with those writers on the wall. But my job, but what I was trying to support the people who were there at my university that I play for, and that's what I always try to get everybody to do: support the head coach. There's assistant coaches there that I didn't care for. There's assistant coaches there that probably shouldn't have been there. That this was too big of a stage for them. But as long as Mike Riley was the head coach there, I was going to support him as the head coach. Now according to KTV, they fired. He's done. So now I don't have to support
the local paper reports the same thing. So it sounds like it is a done deal.
It's a done deal. So now we can start talking about
what's next?
The next steps. The next steps right now is to rally the kids.
Yeah,
that's the next steps.
So when this happens in the past, what's this usually play out? What do you think is going to be next? So I'm assuming they're going to have a team meeting of some sort.
They're going to have. I'm pretty sure they're going to call. I think the team is already there on Sundays. I think they came in and did stuff work out on Sunday or something like that.
And the assistants coaches and Bill probably.
No. It might be just an athletic director. Maybe he might walk in the room and explain.
Because technically, the assistant coaches are still on the payroll until the next coach comes in, right?
Well, yeah. You still got there's still recruiting going on. Yeah. You don't want to shut down recruiting completely because at the end of the day, if you're one of the guys that the new guy keeps, then you want to be out there still recruiting. But I don't think there's very many guys on this staff that I will actually see retained.
Yeah.
I think there might be one or two guys I would, but for the mass majority, I think you need to wash your hands. I think one guy that I will keep is Coach Williams.
That's what you said before.
On offense. I keep him on offense. Another guy that I would keep on defense it's Coach Williams on the defense side.
Yeah.
Because he's a from what I understand in the coach world, he's a heck of a recruiter, and that's what Nebraska needs. I know people going to say, well, what about John Perella? He's a Nebraska guy. Okay. I don't know, and I'm not. There's nothing against him, but just watching defensive line play, did they improve? Huh? And that's evaluating everybody on staff. So if you look at every position on staff, okay, go back and say, okay, quarterbacks, did they improve? No.
No.
Offensive line, did they improve? No. Running backs, did they improve? No. Wide receivers, did they improve? There are some bright spots there. There. They were inconsistent, but still, though.
There was some shiny moments.
You got J.D. Spielman, true freshman, came out and played a redshirt freshman.
We had talent. Remember Jordan?
But based off his recruiting abilities and his coach, Now, let's move to the defensive side of the ball. Defensive backs, safeties, did they improve?
It's very similar.
No.
But no,
cornerbacks, they improved. A little bit, with Chris Jones kind of hurt him early in the year because he was injured. Linebackers, did they improve?
No.
Okay, defensive line, did they improve?
Definitely not.
So that's what you. So that's when my criticism, my critique is coming from. I look at which group improved, and that's what the new coach, the new guy, whoever they hire, is going to have to do too.
So for everybody's asking now, so for those that didn't catch that, yes, Mike Riley was just let go from the university. So we are moving on from talking about what if he stays and what if he goes to he is gone.
He's gone.
So now next step is the university's going to publicly announce
it.
their.
I'm pretty sure they probably sent out a press release, but then I think they're probably going to have a
Yeah.
news conference later on this afternoon or for.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll see Bill out there sometime today, probably a
Yes.
press release.
Or maybe you won't. Maybe he just sent the press release out and leave it at that.
Yeah.
You know, some people do it that way.
So he'll come out at some point and talk about publicly looking for a new head coach.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if there's somebody announced in the next week or so.
I don't know.
It just depends.
Honestly, I don't know if it'll be the next week because a lot of the guys that names are being mentioned for
still,
they still.
Well, it's made clear. So Chip Kelly's off the table, it sounds like.
He's off the table, which I never thought he was going to come to
Yeah,
Nebraska
I didn't
anyway.
think so either. He's off the table. Les Miles says last I heard, says he wasn't approached, but who knows?
Well, of course he's going to say that right now.
Yeah. Well, I think there's some things where they have to almost
in
contract-wise.
college coaching, there's a lot of these guys who have agents who are working behind
Yeah.
the scenes
Well,
to
I
get
heard-
their guys in there.
And, I mean, I know everybody's hyped on Scott Frost, but he came out yesterday. But I thought it was interesting how he said it. He said they asked him about the coaching opportunities out there.
Right.
And he didn't say he really didn't comment. What he said is, I owe this team and the players on this team to stay focused for next game. So he didn't say, I'm staying, I'm going. He just said, hey, I am focused on
He
this
doesn't
next
have
game.
to.
So,
and he
he's
shouldn't
not,
have to.
and he's not going to, as far as
No, why put him in a position like that? And this is a reason why I kept saying, people, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. Because you think you're making a distraction here, you're making a distraction to his team that he's trying to prepare to win a championship. And because I know for a fact that his players are asking him day in and day out, are you going, Coach? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So it's weighing heavy on their minds. You know, so I think we didn't do him any justice, whether it's Nebraska or Florida State or Tennessee, it doesn't matter. That he didn't get any. He wasn't able to really focus on his team because I guarantee every time he did an interview, those questions coming up.
So, I got to believe at this point, Frost is clearly the front runner in this game.
I don't know,
but I was going to ask you, what?
I don't know.
Do you have other names or ideas?
I think Frost is the front runner to the Florida job.
I would also.
I think he's the front runner, and here's the reason why: one, because he's there in Florida already. Two, they can offer him more money. Three, he just had a newborn baby. Now I understand people say, well, he's from Nebraska, that he wants to come here. Yeah, but think about, he's living in Florida. There's no state income tax. His money can go a lot farther in Florida than it can in Nebraska.
There is a lot of things we don't. I mean, he wants to. He doesn't want to stay at UCF forever. You know that. But
and who knows? They might come up with a package that they're keeping up for a long time.
He is now. Let's face it. There's a point in all of our life where we want to excel in our career, but then there's a point you get to. And Scott is around that age where you start to think about, okay, where am I going to settle my kids? What's my wife want? So there's a lot of stuff that we don't even think about. I know everybody's hyped up, but like.
He's still he's still young, so moving your kid right now.
I still think he's the front runner, but I also think you're right. I think he's also the front runner for Florida.
And I think Florida has first dibs on him right now because he's there. He understands the state, and he understands.
Well, from a recruiting perspective, life's
a lot easier for him at Florida because I know everyone thinks that Nebraska, because we have unlimited resources. I promise you, Florida has more unlimited resources than we do. And their donors aren't afraid to put the money up to do what it needs to do to get things done there. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. At the end of the day, I'll just want a guy who can come in here and win. And I was talking with someone yesterday. They were talking about, well, look at Mike Riley. He gave him 3 years and didn't do it. And I said, well, I don't care who the next guy is. Okay, I want you to hold that person to the same standard you held Mike Riley to.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's just me. And then someone said, well, you can't continue doing that. Well, you already started domino effect by doing it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so after 3 years, and whoever the next coach is doesn't have a winning record or and quite frankly, Mike Riley, he was 19-19, so 500. To me, he didn't win, he didn't lose. He broke even.
Yeah.
Okay, but at the end of the day, if our standards, if Nebraska standards are to compete at the highest level, and after the third year they're not competing at the highest level, then I want to hear the same chirp you're not here now about Coach Riley. And you got to keep it consistent. You got to hold that person just as accountable as you held Coach Riley accountable for after the third year.
Oh, somebody says Brett Beamla. No way.
No
way that guy wouldn't come here.
No,
we wouldn't be offered.
Him.
No way.
Why,
no way.
He had a great job in Arkansas. And couldn't do anything.
Yeah, there's no way he'd come here.
Or
we'd even offer him.
In 5 years, he had a losing record at Arkansas.
It's kind of funny because everybody's name dropping. And I get it. And Bleacher Report says this, and ESPN says that. No one knows. There's all this inside, and everybody's got a good source. And,
everybody got their sources. Just like I got people here and say, well, Scott Frost had already signed his contract this 3 weeks ago.
I like what David says here, though. David says, hey, at the end of the day, I wish Mike Riley the best.
Yes. I thought he was put in a position to where it was going to be tough for him to be successful.
Yeah. He was.
It was. But I commend him because he could have very easily said, no, I'm comfortable. I'm going to stay at Oregon State. Now, guess what? What job is open now for him?
Oregon State.
He can go back there.
It'd be interesting to see if he wants to keep coaching.
He left before they brought him back.
Be interesting to see.
I think he still has his home there.
Gregory says, what about the Navy coach? I can't pronounce his name. It's like Nakamura.
Well, he's done a great job, but once again, I'm getting back to the simple fact. You bring him in here, now you're going to have to change your whole culture. You're going to have to change your whole line. You're going to have to change your whole players' dynamic. So what do you do? But if you do that, then you're gonna have problems because now you don't have the quarterback on staff that can run that wing T option stuff that they do. You don't have the lineman that can block that stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean that's the what we got to look at. So any coach that you bring in here, they're gonna look at this. Oh well, geez, wow, where do these guys come from?
What talent do we have?
We don't have any talent. Oh, this. Yeah, so same thing when Mike Riley came in here. Oh, we don't have talent. We don't have talent. Now, they do have some young talent that were recruited.
Yeah.
They do have young talent.
Yeah.
But it was the other pieces of the puzzle that just didn't work. That didn't come out and say, you know what? I see a brighter future with this staff.
Zach says he just wants somebody that's going to come in here and prep us for OU in 2020. Me too. Bring Bob Stoops. Let's see that.
I knew you was going to throw that out.
Hey, I don't think there's a chance in hell that's happening, but I love the idea.
Yeah, I mean, he said he was tired. He said he was tired for he's not coaching again. He's enjoying what he's doing.
I'm sure he is.
He's still making his $5-6 million being a consultant or special aid to the AD or the president down there.
Yeah.
Why would you leave that when you don't have to worry about the recruitings and the heart attacks and the headaches and you still travel to all the games? That's the life. What a life. Give me a paying gig like that.
He left on top for the most part.
Yeah, he
winning program.
Winning program. I mean, he never had a losing season.
Yeah, it's funny how there our rivalry for all those years, and it's like there's something weird about that rivalry where Husker fans enjoyed. Like it wasn't the hate rivalry,
right?
Like that's starting to grow with a little bit with Iowa. It definitely was there with Colorado,
right?
But
I'm gonna throw a name out keep hearing. What about Mike Leach?
So a couple of people said that, and in the chat, people mentioned Mike Leach, and people were like, "Puke," and it better not.
Yeah, but look at his track record. He's won in places, difficult places.
He's an interesting choice.
Now you might not like his demeanor and his because he's a very intelligent guy.
Yeah,
this is a guy who took the bar exam and passed it and didn't even study for it.
That's insane.
And so that's the type of intelligence he has. He doesn't care. He doesn't dress like he's supposed to be here.
Yeah,
but look what he did at Lubbock. Lubbock, Texas, when a lot of people couldn't win. He went down there and competed there. Look what he did when he was an OC at Kentucky. When it was a Hal Mummy. Hal Mummy or Guy Moore? Hal Mummy.
Ooh, people don't like that name.
I'm just throwing out. And look what he's doing at Washington State. Power 5.
Yeah.
I mean, so in the middle of nowhere, I'm just saying, everyone's so fixated on Scott Frost. What about these guys who have already proven they can come in and build a big-time Power 5 conference school? And all they need now is the right resources.
Mark says Leach is not a champion. Can't come here. Like,
Is Scott a champion?
come on, guy. Yeah, you're gonna. That's hard.
I mean, I mean, there's a lot of coaches out there who aren't champions, but they're good coaches. They're very good coaches. You know, I heard this morning from a buddy who lives in Tennessee that there was a good opportunity for them to hire Matt. They were going after Matt Campbell at Iowa State, but his buyout was too much for them. They couldn't handle it.
I see John Gruden.
John's not going to come here. If John goes away, it's going to be Tennessee or Tampa, but back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
A lot of people don't like the Mike Leach idea. You got to get, but here's the deal. He's definitely probably a name that's in Bill's mind.
And I'm not saying I like it either.
Yeah, I don't like his style offense.
It's the same thing that Scott run.
I don't like. Well,
it's that spread offense.
Oh,
yeah, it's the same thing.
I mean, God, I remember. I haven't watched Washington State nearly as much, but I remember that when he was down at Texas Tech,
it was the same exact thing. Spread everybody out. Let's go.
Lighten up
it's
the
sky.
Same
exact. Who do you think invented that offense? Mike Leach and Hal Mumme when they were at Kentucky.
Huh?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then that's when Chip Kelly visited them and pulled parts of it from them and create his own style. But Mike Leach and Hal Mumme were the first ones to we're gonna put offensive linemen 3 feet apart. We're gonna spread you out, and then we're gonna quick traps and throw the ball quick.
Everybody wants to know what do you think it's going to take, or how long will it take to turn around the offensive line? There's a lot to ask about the offensive line.
How long will it take?
Yeah. I mean, do they have even the talent now?
No.
So there's a problem to start with.
And I say that when your best lineman is supposed to be Nick Gates, and from his freshman year to now he's worse.
Yeah.
And I'm not calling him out, but I'm just like I say, I do everything based off their play.
Yeah.
And just guys whiffing on blocks. Just the guys, it's not even a tricky stunt that the guys were doing yesterday, and they couldn't stay in front of block, keep guys off of. The offensive line needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work. And so I said it from day one. If you're gonna build a program, you start inside out.
Somebody says Chip Kelly's officially at UCLA.
Yeah, he must have just announced it this morning then.
Yeah, so he says it's been announced. It's official.
Well, good. Well, and he's a West Coast. I think
that's where he wants to be.
That's where he wants to be. And I think he can bring some excitement back to UCLA, which I don't understand because what have UCLA? Have they ever won a championship?
No.
Yeah, so I mean, Terry Donahue did a great job there, but I don't think they really won a championship. They won a couple of Rose Bowls.
Yeah.
And, so I'm to the point now to where it doesn't need to be a Nebraska guy, and don't just go out there and get the hot item right now, because sometimes the hot item might not be the right fit.
Popolini.
Okay, I'm just throwing it out, and I know people think that I don't want Scott to be the head coach here. I don't want this person to be the head coach here. No, I want them to hire the right guy who can come in here and truly handle the media here, handle the influential donors here, handle the former players here, handle the academic side of things, okay? Because if you don't have a strong-willed guy who can handle all that, which you just said the name couldn't do it, it's not going to work. It will not work.
Jerry says our offensive line couldn't block the lunch rush at the senior center.
I can't.
He said what did he say?
Yeah, I mean, Landon 10 put that on the line out there. Yeah, I just think that both offensive and defensive line, they and trust me, defensive line got some good young players. It's the wrong scheme for those guys.
Yeah.
They're not 3-4 guys. They're a 4-3 guy team.
So we'll probably we'll know. Who knows?
There's coaches out there who they're looking at. They are 3-4 guys, but we don't have the players for 3-4 guys.
Trent Bray, interim head coach.
Yep, is it a name? That's a good guy.
Yeah,
young, energetic guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did they get rid of Diaco? Did they relieve him of his duties too?
I haven't seen.
Did they relieve Langsdorf of his duties?
Anybody? Let's see. We'll look it up. If anybody knows, if anybody else has been, let us know. But
I'm pretty sure they hadn't. But those are guys that right now they should be relieved of their duties.
Yeah,
because they're ultimately responsible for the offense and defense they put on the field, and getting them, and they just didn't get it done.
Yeah, there's not. they're not going to let them keep those guys around.
No.
There's no way. So there's a couple of questions. I'm sorry I didn't catch everybody's name, but there's pretty active in here. But there's people want to know what you think will happen. You don't have a magic 8 ball, but if you were in Lee's shoes, do you transfer? Do you try to go to the NFL?
Who want him? And that's not. I'm not trying to be being down on him, but what has he truly done to warrant another school to say, "Yeah, we'll take you"?
I can't imagine him transferring yet again.
He can transfer, or he can go to the NFL. He might have a better NFL career. I've seen guys do that.
Yeah,
but right now, I would rather waste my energy on Patrick O'Brien and Jebbia.
You think either of them leave?
I'm pretty sure one of them going to leave.
Right, yeah.
I'm pretty sure one of them would leave.
It happens all the time.
It happens all the time, but I'm pretty sure those guys going to wait and see what they bring in here.
Yeah.
Who the coach is to see if their style fits their style. But I would rather for them to waste their time on younger guys. If you're talking about building, okay? It can't get any worse than this year. So you start Patrick O'Brien or Jebbia next year, and Nebraska wins 5 games. Okay, it's still not what we want, but at least we got a young guy that he has years to do it.
Yeah.
Why are you going to waste a year on a guy who only has 1 year left, who proved that he can't get the job done on a consistent basis? So if you're going to rebuild, you start with the young guys.
Yeah, it makes sense that Tanner Lee wouldn't start next year.
Yeah, it didn't.
Most likely.
Look what Lovie Smith is doing at Illinois. Now, Illinois, he played more freshmen this year and sophomore in the last 2 years than any other team in college football. But guess what he's doing? He's taking his lumps now, hoping that by the time those guys are juniors and seniors, they'll be where they need to be.
Yeah.
But that's what he's doing, building a program.
Man, oh man.
And I'm not an expert. I don't have all the answers, but I've been around this game long enough, and I've been, the people always throw out my coaching success. I'll be the first one to say I didn't have a very good coaching career. That's fine. There's a lot of guys out there, but doesn't diminish my football knowledge, because I put my football knowledge up against some of the coaches who coach football today.
Yeah,
and guarantee you, I'm sharper than most of those guys. Okay, that because the person doesn't succeed as a head coach doesn't necessarily mean they're not a good coach.
You know, when I was younger,
there's also because it depends on also where you are in what school you're at.
Yeah, there's a lot of pieces that we don't talk about.
A lot of pieces people
administrative.
Don't understand about
Well, we don't ever talk about the academics. Like I was talking, so just yesterday we had some people over and watching the game, and we were talking about some of the '90s team, and we were talking about players I won't name, but players that I'm familiar with growing up, and it was like, how in the world did they possibly get through the academic requirements?
Yeah, the tutoring, the academic support.
And I'm sure there's a whole piece there, and the coaches got to juggle that stuff and be aware of what's going on. And
so that's why. And I brought that up because I see people always challenging. Well, he wasn't a very good head coach. He's not very, people. I'll be the first one to admit that my coaching career at Doan wasn't good, and I don't shy away from that.
Yeah.
And so if that's your way of trying to bash me, I promise you, let's get on the chalkboard right now. Let's go dissect the film, and let's see who dissect the better. Let's see who can put together.
No one's saying anything bad or anything about, at least today. In fact, a lot of people were saying, "Would you come back and be part of the staff?" But you know what's interesting is people. You took your chances, you took your shots, and that's what matters. And most people, that are sitting here trying, if they ever talk bad, there's always there's a handful of negative people,
and I love negative people.
The majority of them are very positive.
I love negative people. You know why I love negative people?
Why?
Because that means the people I have to try to please, make happy.
Yeah,
I got one rule: I try to piss off 3 people daily. Because I don't have enough time. People don't have enough time in their life to try to make everybody happy with everything they do.
And most of the people that are sitting out there and that are bitching or trying to pick on people, they're just sitting in the basement and they're just pissed off about whatever it is.
Kind of like we are, sitting in the basement.
Yeah, but I'm not pissed off. Like, I'm having a good day already, and I'm going to go have a better day after this, and it's going to be nice outside. Oh, yeah. Riley's gone, which I wish him the absolute best of luck, but now we're going to start working on what the next steps are.
Transition over to the next
We're going to have material for another show.
Yeah, we got a lot of material.
Man, like, we're just getting loaded up now.
Yeah, so I just
thanks, Mark.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. But I just want people to understand that firing a coach is difficult. because they do have families.
Yeah.
And when you fire a coach, you're affecting everybody who's part of that program. When it comes from the people who work in the recruiting office, the administrative assistants, to the assistant coaches, to even the strength and conditioning coaches. Yeah. All those guys are involved, are part of it.
Oh yeah, they're all now,
and they have families.
Stress sitting there. So you went through something like this at Baylor, right?
Yeah.
How did that? How does that even play out? Like, how do you get notified, or how do the other coaching staff?
Here's what they did. Like when they let Kevin Steele go.
Yeah.
They met with Kevin Steele, and Kevin Steele came and told us what was going on. They had let him go and stuff, and then the AD came in and talked with the coaching staff and said, for the time being, this is going to be the interim coach right here, but we want you guys to still work diligently.
Yeah. Because
the new coach, the guy that we hire, he's going to have the opportunity to retain you. We didn't tell him to get rid of the whole staff, so it's one of those deals to where you still go out there and you recruit hard, and knowing that there's probably a good chance that if the new guy comes in, you're going to sit down and get an interview with him. If he likes you, we're going to keep you. If you don't, then you don't. So that's how that works. So that's why those guys still need to recruit.
Did you know previous to the season being over?
No.
Just, was there any writing on the wall, or was it pretty much?
No. We kind of as a staff, we kind of knew about the 7th week of the season because we were just saying we were at Baylor at the wrong time. I'll be first one. We were at the Baylor at the wrong time.
Previous to the really
because things that Kevin Steele asked for, they wouldn't do. But now if you look at Baylor when they were doing things well, they got. So one of the things Kevin Steele asked for was, hey, let's build a practice facility on campus. Because our players had to drive themselves or catch a bus over to our practice facility, which is probably 4 miles away from campus.
Yeah.
Okay. They said no, we don't have the money for it. Okay, fine. Then we said, well, clean up the stadium, or build a stadium on campus. That way you can get the students there. That way they get it. They said no. Okay, so then they get rid of us and they bring in who was it? Guy Morris, I think it was, and they're doing it. So then they got Arch rival Arch Brow.
Yeah,
Browse, and he started winning. And so they built an indoor practice facility on campus, okay? And then they turned around and built a beautiful stadium on campus. And look what the program did from there. They started putting money into the program. But all that stuff Kevin had asked for in the late 90s, early 2000s. Do this and they will come. You got to put money into the program.
Yeah.
And so Kevin was there. We were there at the wrong time. Which that's part of it. It was Kevin's first opportunity to be a head coach, and it was in the Big 12. We didn't win. And it was all said and done.
Timing's a big part for a lot of industries, not just football, like in coaching, but timing's a lot.
Yeah, and once again, we didn't win. They gave us 4 years, and we didn't win.
Chip Kelly, 5 years, $23.3 million is what's being posted out there. So pretty good payday.
Yeah, just $4 million a year.
Yeah,
4.5. Yeah.
But he's proven. I mean, he's
proven. He's proven. Yeah, he's proven that he can win at the college level.
It's a nice payday.
Yeah. So I just think that's the process when it comes to the assistant coaches. So all those guys now are basically interviewing for a job. And there's some guys you're going to know they're not going to keep. They already know they're not going to keep.
Yeah,
Because the head coach is going to bring in his own coordinator.
Yeah.
Own coordinators, and he's going to bring in probably his own director of football operations.
80% of the staff is for sure gone.
Yeah, you just don't know which ones.
Yeah.
Like one of the rumors that I heard at Florida, that Scott's the front runner, but there are some people who aren't as sold on him because they don't know if he can hire the right staff to coach at the Power 5 level.
All right,
to recruit at the Power 5 level.
Thank you, Alan, Mike, Adam. All right, so here's an interesting. Mark wants. I'm a little reserved because you never want to answer. It's hard to answer this. It's almost impossible. But in your mind, Mark wants to know what your top 3 prospects are in order.
I don't have an order, but if you told me Tommy, if they call me and say Tommy, give me 3 names that you want me to go after.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be Scott, Les Miles, and someone I'll say throw Kevin Steele in there.
Where's Kevin Steele at now?
D coordinator at Auburn.
Yeah, that's.
I'll say throw him in there just because he recruited me here. I know that he's a great
coach.
And
that's weird. People don't throw his. You don't hear his name thrown out. I mean, somebody else.
Look at what he's done at Auburn. I mean, So that's
That'd be interesting.
I throw his name out there.
His name's not out there at all, but it'd be interesting. Somebody did say, "What do you think about Turner Gill coming back?"
I thought Turner Gill's another guy. If you talk about a guy,
Do you even think he'd come back?
Yeah, his wife is from Kearney. Yeah, Turner loved it here.
I'm sure he does. I just know he's.
And guess what? They're going Division I football in a couple years anyway. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I thought Turner out there. I know a lot of people might not think, but they're not like they be the favorite. But once again, they're going after the hot item right now.
I think Les Miles would be interesting. I think Les Miles as a defensive coordinator would be interesting.
I mean, I know people say, "Well, look what he did at LSU." People, there's a lot of stuff that goes on at LSU that a lot of people just don't know about. Okay, there are more issues at LSU when it comes to the administrative side, to when it comes to support side that a lot of people don't know about. But I can say he did win a championship at LSU.
No, John, nobody wants Brett.
He did do a lot of good things at LSU. He did recruit at the highest level at LSU.
My only fear with him is his age.
Okay.
For me.
Okay, people were afraid of Steve Spurrier when he took the South Carolina job. Look what he did for South Carolina.
I'm not saying it's not possible. You're right.
To me, age doesn't matter. Look what Bill Snyder's doing at Kansas State.
I know. I still struggle with it.
I know people struggle. People struggle to say with age, but for me, if a guy still has the energy to do it,
that's the kicker,
and the smarts to do it, and the will and the want to do it, then age doesn't bother me.
The age is just an energy thing. Does he have the energy to step? Because he's got the experience and knowledge.
Look at Pete Carroll. I didn't know Pete Carroll's in his 70s.
He's in his 70s?
Pete Carroll's in his 70s, but he doesn't look like he's in 70s.
No, he doesn't.
Nick Saban's pushing close to 70.
Wow. Pete Carroll?
But he still has the energy and the passion to do it.
The other reason I'm not discriminating against old people, but the other reason I question somebody that's in their upper 60s or mid 60s a little bit is just I worry about longevity.
Okay, but you worry about longevity. That's a good thing, but you don't think those people have been around the game long enough that they're going to hire the right people?
Yeah, you're right.
Let's think about that to where
they should.
And they get it rolling to where now there's going to be a down staff. Yes.
Build the system.
Build a system and keep it.
I mean, how old's Barry Alvarez has got to be
Barry Alvarez in what, early 70s?
I mean, he's got to be up there.
Yeah, but he had a succession plan. When he left and he brought in, because he actually brought Brett Bielema on staff before because he realized that this guy could be my next head coach. So he brought him on staff before he retired.
Bill Cowher?
No. But all I'm saying is that don't just think because don't just think because this guy is the hot topic that
these guys are cracking me up. They're just names, just dropping names left and right, man. We're all in the same boat.
Listen, tell me throw the names out there because I guarantee there's people in Lincoln who listen to the show.
Well, it's part of the excitement, right? Too. It's like people are trying to figure it out. Like, what if we did that?
And I held off on throwing names because I have my list. I held off on throwing names because I hate it.
I talked about this yesterday. We had people over. People are saying, "Hey, what does Tommy think?" And I'm like, I told him the same thing that happens in this game. Like, Riley's the head coach,
right?
And until he's not the head coach, he's not going to say anything different. There's a respect.
Yeah, there's a respect. I was in coaching before, and I saw that, and it's not good. It's not good.
And
for
I never
families.
pushed you even off here because I'm like, I like that. I like that answer, right? Like, but now he's gone. Now it's the what if game, and everybody's getting excited about the what if game.
What if they bring this guy here? What if they do bring Scott here? Who is he going to hire?
Who's the defensive? Yeah, will he bring back ex-Huskers to part of the staff?
And I'm just saying, bringing back all ex-Huskers is not going to get the job done.
Not necessarily.
No.
I mean, I kind of like.
I think you need different people here. Just like I don't think just like I necessarily think
you need an
ex-Husker as a head coach. I don't agree with that.
As a fan, I kind of like the guy from Navy. Just because I miss the option.
You love the option.
I miss the option, but that's also because where I grew up through that and.
But there's a lot of guys who like that, who want to see the option football come back. There's a lot of high school coaches who want to see it come back.
Yeah,
I mean, so
I don't know if that's the answer, but as a fan growing up when I did, I would love to see it.
I'm trying to get the best answer that I can give. Okay, you are the only state school, major state powerful Division I football school, correct? A lot of the schools, high schools in that state, try to pattern the offense that the college is running. Why? Because they want to see all their kids go to that school and be able to run that style of offense and not have to make a big adjustment.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when they brought in the West Coast offense here, you saw a lot of schools, high school teams doing what? Started to implement the West Coast offense. And then they left that and they brought in Tim Beckham, he did that spread offense with Sean Watson. They did all the spread offense. And then you started seeing a lot of schools do what? Spread the ball out, started running that West Coast, that spread offense stuff. A lot of high school mimics what Nebraska's going to do because they want to make sure they give their kids every opportunity to be seen doing or being recruited doing the things that Nebraska does.
Yeah. They want those kids to have success.
They want the kids to go to Nebraska. They want Nebraska to recruit them. So
because not every kid's going to. Most kids are not just going to get a scholarship and go wherever they want.
No.
So where are you going to walk on? You're going to walk onto the place that you grew up, you love,
right?
And you want to be groomed for that, and have a chance to play. It makes sense. It absolutely. Liz, Liz spells it weird. Caught me off. How old was Tom when he left the game? You remember?
Had to be mid-60s? No, early 70s.
Well, I don't know. You would know better than I do.
Well, he just turned 80, 81.
He's been gone now for 20 years.
20 years. So I'm thinking he's probably early 70s. No, early 60s. Early 60s.
Yeah, early 60s. That sounds about right. All right. Orlando said he was 67
when he left.
Yeah.
Jeez, what'd you do? You got him on Wikipedia?
Probably immediately. Orlando's on it, man. Oh, wait, no. Somebody else says he was 62 when he retired. So Orlando must have been guessing. 62.
So I think he just turned, 80, 81 this year?
Yeah, and there's some people saying bring him back. I don't know if he's...
I don't think he doesn't have the energy. As much as he doesn't have the energy.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
I love the fact, though, that when Bill showed up, and it seems like anybody shows up to this state to be part of that program, first meeting they're trying to set up is, hey, let me talk to Tom.
Why not? Because he helped build the program. He knows what he knows. He knows the do's and the don'ts. He knows what can make it happen. Now he's gonna let those guys make their own decisions on, but he's gonna give them an opinion, suggestion. But you still gotta let the people who are in charge make their decisions.
Jeff says T.O. was 80 or is 80 now.
Yeah, I knew I was close, wasn't I?
Yeah. Somebody mentioned Craig Bowl.
Hey, Craig Bowl is not a bad.
Ken said Craig Bowl can't win at Wyoming. Why are you bringing him back?
Well, what do you mean he can't win at Wyoming? He has won in Wyoming. He took a team that didn't have any success and he took them to the championship game last year. He starting the season off, he had the potential number one draft pick at quarterback. Now there's some things happen there. They have a winning record at Wyoming. Come on, see, people look at the whole scheme of a coach's career. People still go back to when he was the defensive coordinator here. That it didn't go very well here.
Yeah.
Okay? But what did he do at North Dakota State?
3 straight?
He built a powerhouse up there. Okay. Then he goes to Wyoming. First couple of years tough because he was trying to get his implement. Yeah. And after the third year, they put money. They play for the conference championship.
Yeah.
Okay. This year they have a winning record. But what's more importantly, he's doing something right because the state of Wyoming is actually for the first time last year voted to give money to the athletic department, give the university. Well, they didn't do it before. They never do it.
Yeah.
But they're giving them money now because of what Craig Bowl has done there.
Yeah, I have somebody I work with.
And he's a Nebraska guy.
Yeah. I have somebody I work with that grew up in Wyoming. Her whole family's from there. They're big Wyoming fans. And she says this is the first time in her life that she remembers that the whole state is excited about the football, and the university is willing to put money and effort towards the football program. Like, there's a lot of excitement over there because of what Craig Bohl's done.
Yeah, so don't just say no to him.
But their bar for success is not necessarily Nebraska's bar. So what they're seeing right now is like, we've never been in this territory, and it's like
you say that though. But you say that though. But you're looking at the bar. When people look at the bar, what Scott's doing in Central Florida.
Yeah,
and thinking that's the same level. I'm telling you, people,
I do not.
The talent level and where the conference he's playing in, coaching in right now, and trying to do the same thing, recruit and do the same thing in the Big Ten when you got to face Ohio, Michigan State. It's going to be a lot tougher. You're not going to see the same results right away. You might not ever see them saying. I don't think Nebraska will probably ever win another championship because it's just so much parity in college football to where it's tough. It is tough. Look at Notre Dame. Notre Dame was a perfect example. Have all the money in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? They can get any kid in that school they want to. And they still struggle.
Texas
is another place. They one of the hottest recruiting states. And they still struggle. USC. In L.A. and still struggle.
We just need to be competitive. We need to be playing for conference titles or in the running. But I would be the first to say, Scott Frost may come here and be very successful, or he may not. He may not have come. I do not think UCF and what Scott Frost has done there, which has been it's
a great story.
Yeah, it's a great story. Like, nothing taken away, but I do not think that is Big Ten football. I do not think it's the same bar. Same thing with Craig Bull. His success is not. It doesn't correlate what he's done there. Like, you're not a. I don't even know how to say it. Like, you don't go build a house and all of a sudden you get hired to build the biggest building in town. Like, it's just
you gotta have a track record. Track record. And that's all I've been saying all along with anybody. I want if you bring someone in who has a track record of building something.
Jason says bring Matt Turman. He's coaching, isn't he? High school.
That's good. Yep.
Yeah, coaching.
Yeah, but they just got shut out in the championship game. So if you're looking at that, no, don't bring him because you got shut out.
Justin said, "What are we going to do? Keyshawn is not coming back."
Good. Good.
We almost don't need that drama.
No. And trust
me, didn't do anything for the program.
Trust me, I am very good friends with Keyshawn Johnson, the dad. Very good friends. And when he came out and made that statement about what Coach Riley's doing while he's sending his son back here, I actually talked with him. On the phone. I'm not going to tell you the conversation I had, but and I can tell you, I just say, hey, if Coach Riley was that such good, then how come your son didn't do the things he could to stay here to help him out? Ooh. And guess what he did? He said, "You're right."
Yeah.
You're right. I said he could have been part of the solution. But instead, he was part of the problem. And he's like, all the time, he said, you're right. He says it's frustration because he loves Mike Riley.
I get it.
And you're going to have those loyalties
you're gonna
all
love
across.
Yeah.
You're going to have those loyalties, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, that's why Frost is the front runner in the fans' eyes, right? There's a loyalty to what he did here. And, I mean, it was...
To some people.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's just a loyalty thing there, and people are just grasping right now. And that doesn't take away from what he could or couldn't do here. But they're going to hey, there's a loyalty. I don't know these other guys. I'm tired of the guessing game.
But then again, I'm going to say this. When you talk about loyalty, I think a lot of the fans who don't want Scott to be, because they talk about where was his loyalty when he was coming out of high school. And he shunned Nebraska for Stanford. I mean, so you got people on both sides of it. When you talk about loyalty, when you talk about this.
Yeah.
Me, I just want them, whether it's Scott, whether it's this guy, I just want to bring someone in who can come in here and change the culture and understand that this is not going to be easy.
You just said, a couple of people say, what do you think about Matt Campbell? Hey, he's only been at Iowa State, 1 year?
2 years.
2 years?
2 years. I like Matt.
He's done some pretty impressive things.
I like Matt. He do what he's done at Iowa State in 2 years.
Yeah.
He beat Oklahoma on the road with a third-string quarterback. He beat TCU at home. Both those teams, Oklahoma and TCU, are playing for the Big 12 championship. He should have beat Oklahoma State. He should have beat Iowa the first game of the season, and they lost. They had a 10-point lead and lost that game in overtime.
Yep.
So I mean, he's gotten those kids to play hard. Are you telling me Iowa State has better talent than Nebraska?
Well, we had to steal our running back from them.
Who?
Ozigbo. He was Iowa State commit.
Oh, okay.
We stole him from
But that's all. But that's what I'm getting at, though. See, he's proven that he can do it in a Power 5 conference.
Barry. You mentioned earlier he asked about keeping Keith Williams. I think you're in favor of that.
I'm in favor of that, but I don't think he's gonna stay though. I think he might have a job in the NFL right now. That's from what I'm hearing.
Why don't I drywall the ceiling? Mike, do you want to drywall the ceiling?
Well, I think the ceiling looked pretty cool.
We did that on purpose.
Yeah, even the CBS people here loved how it was set up in here.
Yeah, we get a lot of compliments on it. I thought if anything, anybody would complain about my my Mets helmets that are sitting behind us, but that's a whole different game. Yeah. Tommy plays some baseball.
Yeah,
we don't ever talk about baseball.
Yeah, because I'm not a big baseball fan. I only play baseball, stay off the streets.
Oh, see,
baseball's too slow for me.
What time is it? We've been on for a while.
Yeah, but it's Saturday though. We ain't got nothing going on.
I know these. No, I mean, these guys are still talking. I mean, there's a lot of good activity, and unfortunately, I'm reading them and listening and trying to ask, but we don't get to a lot of the questions. I try to get back to them, but we much appreciate those things. But to change the subject just for a minute, we did have CBS here last week.
Yeah, we did,
and they recorded a piece, and that aired yesterday. And last time I looked. Because we took that clip, Tommy smoking cigars.
I was?
I have no idea.
I wish I was smoking a cigar right now.
But I took that clip and we posted it up on Facebook, and I think as of earlier, it had like 30,000 plus views in the last day. So I thought it was a pretty cool piece.
It was. You know, you do stuff like that. You know, I was with them from 8:30, 8:45 to about 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they took all that footage and they only got only like a 6-minute segment. Like, geez, come on.
That's what. Yeah, six. I think it was 6 minutes roughly.
Yeah, 6 minutes. And like,
you recorded literally all day. But you know, it's good. It's a great recognition, a great honor. You know, and fans voted on that. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Some people say, "Well, Tommy, you weren't high enough," or "Tommy, you were too." To me, I don't care. It was just good to be part of that list.
Well, and you're also going to be right. You're going to get the younger crowd, and they're going to vote. I mean, it's going to change every year. You could be 2 next year. You could be 8. You could be.
I could be off the list.
Yeah,
you know. But
it was pretty cool. It's just an honor. It was a good segment.
It's just an honor to be part of that list, and it's just what it shows me that people truly appreciate the way I played the game.
Yeah, I mean. Which is, I thought it was cool. I mean, despite the fact that I got to sit and get a little cameo, which was pretty cool. But realistically, I always wonder, like, especially with the younger crowd, if they appreciate really, because everybody hears the 90s, but if they really appreciate some of the play and the players and what happened back then. So to see that, and just, I got goosebumps watching it, just some of the segments and some of the plays, like,
right.
It was pretty cool to see that, Nebraska still being represented, you being represented. It was pretty awesome. So if you guys didn't see it, I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah, and I just want everything that
it's on the Facebook page.
Everything that I do, everything that I've done, everything I did, I have always tried to represent Nebraska in the most positive way. My best interest has always been what's best for Nebraska. And I know I get critical sometimes, but my criticism is because I'm very passionate about the University of Nebraska. I want to see Nebraska competing. I want to see because you don't think I get drubbed by my friends from other universities on a weekly, daily, minute, hourly basis. I do. And so I'm proud of what Nebraska does. And when they're playing bad, it's hard for me to sit back and take lumps like that from them because I can't rebuttal it.
Yeah.
So that's what my passion is. And even just like my mom and Hurricane friends, I got on them yesterday big time. And they was like, hey, at least we're going to a bowl game. I was like, okay, how can I rebut that? So that's why I'm very passionate about that. I'm very passionate about the program, and I'm always going to be passionate about the program. And until the day I'm not passionate about it, I'm going to be damn 6 feet under the ground.
Julian asked me, how do I feel like being on national TV? Because I don't know if this was a big deal for Tommy, because you've been
no.
It was a big deal.
It was a big deal for me, but me being on national TV,
I've done several
stories.
I've been witness to Dan Patrick's show, ESPN, all these guys calling Tommy, and always so I've seen that. For me, to be honest, I was nervous when they first came here, and I wasn't worried until they put a mic on me.
They put a mic in front of me, like, oh, this is.
And I was a little nervous at first, and once we started talking, it was like, okay, this is it's easy, it's just easy. Like we do. I really don't remember. They did an interview with me. It was just me and asked me about Tommy. I really don't even. I kind of blacked out. I just
you just asked the question. They asked like 20 different questions.
I don't even remember what. Yeah. I really don't even remember. It was just like it was happening in the moment. It was a little surreal for me. So it was pretty cool, though. I mean, I definitely recorded it just for that fact. Like, I don't get on national TV.
And now you always got something for your kids to say. Remember, my dad was talking about on
my
TV.
My kids all watched it. They were super excited, and my kids like Tommy, and they see Tommy all the time. So they don't. My kids don't. They're young enough; they don't understand what happened and what not. Tommy did. My son's always asked me when we turned the game on. It's like, is Tommy playing this week? It's like he's still young enough. So for him to see it, he was excited, and it was pretty cool to see. But realistically, even if I actually thought they would probably focus more on your health and how the game played out, I didn't think they would show or I'd be in it as very much.
Right.
And I would have been okay with that too. I would still been excited, to see Nebraska represented still.
And you want to know who get more passion out of it, though? The people from my hometown.
Yeah.
The 941, the area code 941.
Yeah.
There's people who look at it. The old 941 represented top 5 in college football history. Because there's been a lot of great players that came out of the 941 area code. Tons of
because that's one of the biggest high schools, isn't it?
Manatee High School is big, but it's not as big as it used to be because they built so many more high schools in the area. But when you talk about all the talent that has come out of the Brayton area,
Yeah.
Braden Palmer area. You talk about when you look at
Ray Lewis, right?
You know, Tracy Sanders, who's a defensive back for Florida State.
Yeah.
You look at Tyrone Williams, myself.
Did Tyrone went to high school with you, didn't
Tyrone
he?
went to high school with me. You talk about Peter Warwick, who went to Southeast High School. You talk about Fabian Washington, Chevin Wiggins. You talk about Adrian McPherson, who's a quarterback at Florida State. You talk about Clifford Rozier, who's an All-American college basketball player.
Yeah.
You talk about Heron Lawrence, who played in the 70s for the Raiders. I mean, there's just so much talent that has Dominic Rogers-Cromartie, who's plays for the New York Giants. So you talk that so much talent has come out of the area, you know, and you see someone from the area and me being able to represent that area. It says a lot about that my hometown.
What did your mom say? Did she watch it?
My mother doesn't watch much TV. My mother's too busy. My mother's too busy with great grandkids.
Yeah.
You know, so she's like, oh yeah, good.
She's seen it a lot too. I'm sure.
She's been on TVs and so stuff like that. She don't get caught up in that stuff. You know, it's more so friends and relatives. My parents, they're just laid back.
Thank you, Jason.
So they know me as TJ.
TJ.
That's
TJ.
I'm TJ. I'm Tommy Jr. TJ.
I never heard that.
And so that's what they say. That's what my family calls me, TJ.
I haven't got that honor yet. Yeah. No. Hey, a lot of nice compliments. So thank you guys. So Brandon and Jason all saying nice things about this show. Like, this has been one of the funnest shows we've done just this season. You know, we've done it live every week. The only week we took off was the bye week.
But then we did it remotely.
We did one from the road
because I was in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
after the Northern Illinois game, and we did it. But and that's what we tried to do. You know,
it's been fun, consistent.
The last couple of years we weren't consistent, so we hurt our viewership. But now that we've been consistent, people look forward to it. Because I get people all the time. Hey, you recording tomorrow? Yep. Okay, well, I'll be watching. I'll be on. So I mean, if you stay consistent with stuff, people will come. And the more we stay consistent, the viewers have started going up.
And if you guys keep watching, we'll keep doing it. Like, this has been, I mean, really, this is, for me, it's an honor. Like, I just sit here talking, like, about Husker football, and it's fun for me.
And you guys can, and what we want you guys to do is send us topics of what you want us to hit on. Because, I mean, we can do this year round. This is not not nothing we just do during football season.
I still want to do that 93
the round table, we can do that. We can do that. Or if you want us to do a live show with one of the bowl games, so where we're sitting here and we're watching the game and critiquing that, or do something.
A live show, yeah. It won't be a Nebraska Bowl this year.
It won't be a Nebraska, but still. We
can do a live show.
Yeah, we can do the championship game live or something.
That might be cool.
But y'all just give us ideas of what the type of things, whether it's recruiting. We can start recruiting. I mean, there's a lot we can do.
Yeah, because this whole show is based around the interactions with you guys, and we stopped doing the canned reporting or the canned recording and stuff. Like, this is way better. And if you guys didn't like what you see here, then you guys are kind of driving this. Your questions drive it. I don't do anything to prep for this. I just come down and turn on the mics and like.
Well, you watch the games.
Yeah, I do watch the games.
You watch the game and you look at a list.
But sometimes I don't remember I just become numb. I'm like, did they just score like another?
Oh, kind of like yesterday.
TD, like, is that another? Like,
is it bad? Is it sad though? As we was watching that game, and then once again, my buddy turned the TV over to the South Florida, Central Florida game.
I did not. I had the people that were here were egging me on. They wanted me to turn it, and I'm like, I didn't turn it.
We did it. We actually saw a better game.
But then I flipped it, and I did watch the end of it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it was a good game.
So is that bad for us to do that? Was that bad?
I just want to watch good football.
That's
what I want to support my team, but I want to watch good football.
And trust me, these are diehard Nebraska fans.
I mean, we talked about it.
The only reason they weren't in Lincoln yesterday because they had a bunch of family in town.
Yeah,
and so, but I mean, these guys are the ones out there at 7:00 on an 11:00 game and out there tailgating, and they walk into the stadium so they can watch the players start warming up. This kind of diehard fans they were. And when he turned the channel and said, "Hey, let's watch another game," I'm like, wow, he's really upset.
Oh, this game There was no coming back.
No, it just showed there was no adjustments in the second half by the offense or the defense, and that's what's sad. Who knows if they would have won that game? He probably could have kept his job. I don't know. No one knows.
I don't know.
No one knows. But the way they performed yesterday, it was a no-brainer. It had to happen. And now that it's happened, I'm glad that it's happened because now we can start moving towards the future.
Luke says our show's better than College Game Day. We need to get a couple of people behind us with the signs.
Yeah. We need to get a couple people behind us.
The signs.
Hey, let's think about doing one from a tailgate next year. If we can
I think that'd be pretty awesome. Do a tailgate, do a live show from a tailgate.
And just have people come out.
Come out.
Yeah, have people come out.
That'd be pretty awesome. we should do that.
Because I have a parking pass. I have a parking pass in the alumni lot where all the former players park.
All right,
there.
let's figure out how to do that.
So we can set up a tent out there. I mean, see if we can take some of this equipment portable.
Maybe there's an event. Maybe we could do a trial run before that.
Yeah, and do something. Go to a local bar or something. Do something.
Let's do some live ones.
Well, let's
That'd
start.
Be good.
Next year I want to try to get out and do a show outside of here.
I mean, it took. We had some practice runs. We had to build up and do something. Well, people like the live show. I'm getting lots of thumbs up with the live show idea. So, I mean, we've gone through some lumps and some growing curves. So
I got a text from why not bring Frank Soldier back.
No one's really said that. You know what? Actually, somebody did say, would Bo come back? I'm hoping they're being sarcastic. I'm hoping they're joking.
Yeah, so someone just asked me that. So
Frank Solich.
Yeah.
Well, there's gonna be there's gonna be a ton of names thrown out in the next couple of days. We'll see what happens over the next few games. Oh, somebody says spring game. Do a live show from the spring game.
Right.
We'll see.
We can do that, man.
That might be good.
Yeah,
that might be a good trial run. That might be a good time, a good opportunity to test it out. Weather should be good.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said do a live show at the. Oh, I gotcha. So we were talking about doing a live show here.
Mm-hmm.
This recording. Somebody said UCF championship game. That's next week, isn't it?
Yep, next December. But there's a lot of championship games going on this weekend. You got the.
Oh yeah.
You got the conference. What is it? AC or ACC
Yeah.
or ACC, AAC,
Big 10,
Big 12,
10,
Big 12, Pac-10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Conference USA. I mean, there's championship weekend next week.
Absolutely.
The SEC.
Maybe we can do something. We'll see what Tommy's schedule is.
Yeah. So
I'll be watching football.
Yeah. We'll make it happen. We'll make one of them happen.
Yeah. That'd be good.
We'll work on the schedule this weekend and do something. But we'll sit here and watch it and we're just talking about it.
Yeah, if you guys want to see anything else, let us know. Season's coming to an end, but that doesn't mean we have to stop doing this with you guys.
Right.
All right, well anything else?
I'm good.
Game sucked, but we're moving on.
Game sucked. We moved. Hey, we woke up today. And the world's still turning.
Sun's shining.
The sun is shining outside. It's Saturday. There's a bunch of college football on. The last day of the regular season.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good. Go Michigan.
You get what it ends with Notre Dame, Stanford tonight. The last game on
TV. Yeah, that's.
Or is it Washington State?
I said that might be even later.
Yeah, so
that might be the West Coast game. I don't know because I think Stanford Notre Dame's the primetime game.
Right. Florida State's playing on TV right now.
So there's a lot of good games still on. Like we can enjoy a lot of football still.
Alabama Auburn coming up at 2:30.
Ooh.
The Iron Bowl.
Heisman. Somebody asked, who do you think's?
Well, right now Baker Mayfield's to lose.
Yeah.
I don't think there's no one out there who's had a better season than he has.
Yeah.
Not even Barkley. Barkley was the front runner, and then he had 3 straight games of subpar rushing yardage. So I think it's Barkley's.
Kathy, thanks for the question.
Baker Mayfield.
CJ asked a question that I don't even think you can answer necessarily. But CJ said, "Who is your favorite teammate you played with ever?"
I don't have favorite teammates.
I knew you'd say that.
I don't, because there's some that I truly enjoyed, and there's some I didn't care for.
Yeah.
So I don't single. Now, if you to ask the question, who's the best player? Not necessarily the best teammate, but the best player. The best. I'll say Lawrence Phillips.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that.
I would, because he was. I'm not the only one who say that.
Yeah, he's dominating.
Yeah. But favorite teammate, I had a lot of good teammates. If you want to, I'll say Tyrone Williams is my favorite teammate because we grew up together.
Well,
so we
knew
each other.
Yeah.
We played Little League, soccer, basketball, baseball, football. All the way. We played on the same team all the way through college.
Yeah.
The only time we didn't, and once he went to the NFL.
Did he graduate the same time you did?
Yep. Same year. Yep. And Tyrone's actually a better athlete than I am.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he play for Green Bay?
He played for Green Bay for a lot of years, and then I think he went to Dallas for a year. Yeah. Atlanta. I think he played for Atlanta for a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going to Green Bay.
Now he lives down in Houston.
Houston?
Yep. Got his from True Pros Foundation, and then True Pros Agency. And I think he's trying to starting a True Pros music record label. So, I mean, he got a lot of stuff going on. True Pros Realty Company. Yeah, so he got a lot going on. I'm proud of him.
Jamie, yeah, I mean, he'd be great. Well, bring him on. Let's get Tyrone Williams on. Jamie says, are we doing this tomorrow? No.
No, the day took place for tomorrow.
Yeah, we're doing it today instead of tomorrow. We'll be back. I'm assuming we'll do it next Sunday.
Yeah.
Stay consistent, but some changes with the game playing early and some scheduling conflicts.
And then hopefully next week we'll have a coach we can talk about. If not, then we can. Florida State just scored. Have a game to talk about, coach to talk about. If not, then we're gonna have a lot of championship stuff to talk about.
Yep. So we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
All right. So the questions keep coming, so we can be here forever. But we've already recorded for a while.
All right.
We've gone long.
We're going long enough.
All right, guys. So, man. You could always, next Sunday over at facebook.com.
And say, I got a guy who say, I'll barbecue and smoke some chicken wings for a tailgate show. So I'm
Done.
So we'll make it happen. We'll put together and we'll start playing that, but we're going to make it happen.
I like that. That's it. See, you do the round. Yeah, okay. That'd be fun. All right, we'll put something together and we'll do something live. That we could pull that off. I'm sure we can figure that out. And do even live here over or whatever, watching the games.
Or we can partner up with one of the radio stations and that down there.
Oh yeah.
See if we can.
We get Houston.
Get their equipment and so they do a lot of live remote stuff.
Yeah.
So
we can team up with
Pat and JT.
Oh, Pat. Well, hey, where's JT? Pat and JT do a lot of stuff, so we're good friends of ours. I was going to be sarcastic and say the land of TMZ. I've never seen an outfit that just, hey, the most no, I don't want to talk about the people, but just say, hey, let's just put people on the camera and just let them rattle about stuff they don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and a lot of people, they speculate.
Yeah, and we're just, anything that's tweeted, we're just going to make into a story and like, man.
Or hounding people with cameras or trying to go to dinner. Hey, what do you think about this? I mean, really, that's trash.
CJ,
stuff.
Yes, you can. Yes, CJ, message me. Absolutely, CJ, hook us up. I won't say what he's like. Yeah, absolutely, CJ. All right, we'll be back next Sunday. You can go to touchdowntommy.com, podcast, facebook.com/touchdowntommy.
Spotify, Google, whatever.
Yeah,
YouTube.
I think I haven't checked Spotify lately. We are on Spotify, but I should go back and check those. Somebody wants to know. Somebody wants to know if you'll sell autographs. You know, I don't know.
If I sell autographs?
Well, somebody wants your autograph. You do autograph signings, don't you?
Autograph signings, yeah.
We'll post it.
I don't do them as much as I used to, but I'll do them every now and then.
Yeah. Yeah, we get those questions a lot.
I don't have the patience for people
the problem
much anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
He's not kidding.
No, I really am.
No patience.
Couple hours is probably max for me.
Is that Tommy in the poster behind it? That is. There's a light in the way right now. But it's actually not a poster.
It's actually an oil painting.
No, that's an oil painting that
someone actually painted it for me. I actually did a signing out in Colorado one year for a memorabilia store. The guy's actually I think he's from Columbus, Nebraska, or somewhere, and he moved out to Colorado. He owns a sportsman. Ed Emmett is his name, and the person had that print made up and actually gave it to me. And so when we started the show, I said, "Dane, I got a piece of it that we can put up for the show," and so who knows? Maybe one day when I get too old, maybe we'll auction it off.
I got some chairs we can auction off.
No, I want my chairs. I want to take my chairs and put them in my basement.
That painting's pretty nice. Somebody did a really good job with that painting.
Yeah.
They did a really good job with that painting. And if you watch the CBS piece, they actually had it on there and zoomed in
on it. Yep.
Yeah. All right, we're just rattling now. Any other questions or thoughts? You can always post them out here or send us a message. We're all over the place. So.
Yeah. You know how to get in contact.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Next week.